From Thrifty Mechanic here to kind of do a little bit of talking. I know it's been a little bit of some time since I posted my last video, so I think I should take some time to do that. Yeah, so I mean, I've just been real busy lately. I haven't really had much time to film, much less edit anything. I don't do much editing to begin with because I'm not very skilled at it and I'm working on it. But what I do does take a little bit of time, especially since I'm not super good at it. I'm trying to be better. So I got some tools here. I think I got 6 tools that I want to show you that I've acquired over the past few weeks since the last video. Some of them are going to be a little higher on the price range, but I'm going to explain why I got them and why I recommend them. So stay tuned and enjoy the show, guys. First and foremost, air gun. This is a 24-inch long air gun from Astro. I actually bought this off the Snap-on truck. I looked at the Snap-on one and it was probably 4 times as much and it was identical. It looked exactly the same. 17 bucks. So that's one of those things where you gotta kind of consider what you're buying. If they're identical, they're probably the exact same thing. One, you're paying for a brand, and one, you're paying for the actual tool. So that's one. Real good. It's useful for when like you're cleaning stuff out, like you did a radiator and you're trying to get all that air, all that water, off of your belt so it stops squeaking and screaming. You're not going to want to stick your fingers in there with a little blowgun to go. You're going to want to get something to keep your hands away from that belt while it's moving. So a good long blowgun will serve you a very long time. That's a very good investment. Next tool, you're going to be like, okay, why? This. It's a Snap-on 1/4-inch ratchet. It's the locking flex head. I decided to get it because they just gave me a deal I couldn't pass up. They took a $20 trade-in on my old one, which was a 32-tooth Snap-on ratchet. It's pretty old. It's probably 10 years old. And then they gave me 20% off of that. So I think this is like $124 retail. They gave me $20 off, so it's $104, then 20% off that, so about 80 bucks, and I got this. So it's really cool. I mean, it's about 6 inches long, maybe 5-6 inches long, and it rocks. I mean, it's real fine tooth. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a really fine tooth tool. Feels real good in the hands, and I really like it. So it's definitely something that I enjoy using every day. And I try to make a point to use it, because if you're going to buy something, buy it to use it, don't buy it to look at it. So I advocate that a lot. So make sure to keep that in mind when you're looking for a 1/4-inch ratchet. Gear wrench is great, and they make a really killer ratchet, but you want something that's going to stand the test of time, and it's not always super easy to get a gear wrench warranty. So Snap-on comes to my shop, so that's what I get. Yeah. Now this is a Mac AWP 050 impact. Basically, it's a 1/2-inch drive impact, and the reason I really like this is, unlike other impacts, I normally shop Ingersoll Rand because it's a lot more price effective and you get the same power. But this, I liked it, and I couldn't find an Ingersoll that matched it, so what I did was I shopped around for a used one. I got this for 50 bucks, 40 bucks. 50 bucks after shipping, and man, it is a behemoth. I do semi-tires every once in a while, and it'll take off a tire that's torqued down to 400 foot-pounds like it's nothing. It'll just go right off. So I really like it. I also like how it sits back on the hand rather than sitting so far forward that it feels like it's twisting your hand forward, rather than you're able to hold your hand straight. Like this weighs more than an Ingersoll Rand, but I don't feel it because it's not sitting so far forward, and that's super important. You're trying to save your hands and save your joints and stuff, guys, so buy the right tools. These I think retail for like almost 450 bucks, something in that range, 400 to 450, around there. But I got it for 60 bucks. You can find these things dirt cheap if you look. But the only thing you got to be careful about is you got to look for one that's in decent shape. You don't want to get one that's not in really good shape and end up buying a piece of junk, because then you'll have to buy a rebuild kit to make it worth anything, assuming it's rebuildable. So keep that in mind when you're looking at impacts, because they're either really good or they're really bad. So this one's been used, but it's in really good shape. I got the chance to look at it before I bought it. We ran it, I tested it out on lug nuts, and it was a beast. So I made sure I oiled it up real good to make sure that if there was anything that's gumming up in there, it's getting out. So if it's not paying rent, it needs to go. So keep that in mind when you're looking for impacts. If you can find a Mac or a Snap-on at a pretty good price and they're not in bad shape, go for it. I mean, because you're more likely to find a Mac or Snap-on dealer than you are to have to pay for shipping to go to Ingersoll Rand or go to Gear Wrench or whatever to have it warranted or have it repaired. So just keep that in mind, I guess. The next thing, you know, guys, I constantly speak on preventative maintenance. I constantly beat on that, and I know you're probably sick of it by now, but I got one more thing to show you that helps with preventative maintenance. Now, when you buy impacts and air ratchets, and I got something like that to show you in a minute, air ratchets and all these things that need to be maintained, you got to find a way to maintain them. You got to find a greaser, something to keep them from falling apart from the inside out. So what I did was I found a needle greaser. Now these things are not too bad. They're probably like 20 bucks on the Snap-on truck. I think like 23 after taxes and stuff like that. But all you got to do is you got to get regular old red grease. Every shop that does any kind of suspension work should always have red grease on hand. So take that, get a good finger of it, stick it in there, see, and it comes out like that. And it's really useful. You take it and you'll see a fitting, say on the Mac one. That is a grease fitting right there for the anvil inside the impact. So you take the needle greaser, you point it into the anvil, and you push. And you do that just a couple of times. You don't have to do it much, but that helps keep good grease in there and keep everything lubricated to keep it from wearing. And that's really important, especially as much money as those impacts cost sometimes. Wear's your biggest enemy, because I've seen people go through impacts like they're going out of style. Like one of my coworkers has never greased his impact, and the thing has no power. You could literally hold a socket on it and gun it full speed, and it doesn't do anything because it just has no power in it anymore, because it's just worn itself to death. So keep that in mind. I know I say keep that in mind, but I'm just trying to offer advice, not tell you what you need to do. But if there's something you want to get to help maintain your tools, this is it, because this little tip can fit in places that you can't. So this kind of leads into my next couple of tools. Ratchets, air ratchets. Specifically, this one is a non-greasable air ratchet. All you can do is oil them. I haven't put the fitting on this one yet because I was making sure it was nice and clean and all that. I take these apart to make sure that they're in good shape when I buy them, because sometimes I'll buy them used, and if they're used, I take them apart and make sure everything's the way it needs to be, because I don't want any problems out of it. So what I did was I took it apart, I greased it. Normally you can take a little squirt of grease in there and take some air tool oil, and go through here, run it for a couple of seconds till the smoke goes away, then you're good. You don't need to do it anymore, but do it daily. Run the oil through it daily. Even if you don't use it, do it daily. Make it a habit. That way it saves it, and it keeps oil on all the moving parts so that they work for a long time to come. I think I paid $5 for this at a yard sale. It's brand new. It's never been used. Like, the anvil is clean because it's never had a socket on it. So that's cool for me. The next one, well, it's been a little used, but it's very new. It's like 6 months old. This is a Mac AR778A. Now, this is a $360 ratchet right here, okay? I paid $60 for it. Why? Because the guy lost that. Now, what's that do? Well, that's just your variable speed controller. This is on full ass right now. So if I were to go use this, it would be giving me the full torque rating of whatever it's rated for. I couldn't find the rating for it. You know, that's the one thing that drives me crazy about these tool companies is They sit there and boast having the best tools on the market, great to work with and all this stuff, but they don't want to tell you the specifics. You know, I could look at Amazon, and Ingersoll Rand will proudly tell me that it does 55 foot-pounds or 75 foot-pounds of torque, and it'll say it all day with a 1-year warranty and against defects in workmanship, and they'll fix it. That's why I buy Ingersoll Rand, because I know exactly what I'm getting for my money. Now I'm going to buy an Ingersoll Rand air hammer that's $50 instead of the Snap-on one, which is $350, and I'll get same performance, same quality, and everything with a better warranty, and I know exactly what I'm getting. Snap-on, they like to be cryptic. Mac loves to be cryptic with their shit. You get on there and you're hard-pressed to find foot-pounds or anything like that, because you know they want you on the truck. They want you to get on that truck, and they want you to see, so you get that urge to buy. Because it's different when you're looking at it on a computer screen than when you're looking at it right here in front of you. You're like, ooh, that's nice. I could use that for those 5.4s with the sticking spark plugs, the extended reach spark plugs that drives everybody crazy because they break all the time. Or, ooh, I could do this or that or the other. Well, that's all well and dandy, but I'm here to work. I'm not here to say ooh. So I'm using this solely to work, and I got it for $60 off of an app called Let Go. Now Let Go, it's kind of been coming on the scene as a really, really popular app to use to kind of get rid of your stuff. It's kind of like Craigslist, except it's a little bit safer, in my honest opinion, because you can see the picture of the people, you know what they look like, and you know kind of where they're at, so you can kind of gauge on whether or not you're going to get raped. So I like that. And so I've been using Let Go and OfferUp a lot lately to try and find tools. And I've been finding awesome deals, and I'll show you why here in a minute. I found that Snap-on ratchet, not Snap-on, Mac Air Impact on Let Go. I found this on Let Go. And found this on Let Go at a garage sale. They put a thing on there saying garage sale, lots of tools, and I went over there, and sure enough, they had tools that I wanted. So it was great. We all won. And yeah, so I looked up the maker mark on this, which is, I'm trying to remember where it went. See, that's the one bad thing. Oh, here it is. CC713A. Oh, here it is. PO2 0096. That's the maker mark right there. That's when it was made, and you can take that and you can look it up at certain websites. They often have the serial number decoders, and they'll tell you when they're made. It's 6 months old. It's barely been broke in. Like, the black oxide is still there. So I was like, oh hell yeah, I'll buy it. Oh, it's missing the adjuster screw. I don't care. I want it full blast anyway. I want to get all the balls for what I'm getting. And so I paid $60 for it and carried on, man. It's really, really important that you keep your eyes out for good deals, because sometimes you're going to find a deal that you just cannot pass on. And that leads me to probably my final tool for today, and that is probably one of the most important tools you could have in your box as a technician, and that is ooh, I forgot. I got another tool. 1 second. Power probe, baby. This isn't the tool I was talking about, but this is a tool that I remembered because I was talking about this tool. Because basically, this is why I constantly stress to look at your pawn shops, your cash lands, your pawn shops, your pretty much anywhere that you can find tools. Just go check them out. It takes you 5 minutes. If you see something you like, ask them how much it is. Get a kind of guesstimate on how much you can get and how much you can pay for it. Well, this power probe has never been used. Let me say that. Never been used. It's still wire tied together, guys. Never been used once. It's got the sticky tape on this. Doesn't even have oil on it yet. I just got it. And it's got the nipple on that and all that. It's brand freaking new. It's $160. It's the Power Probe 3. It comes with the car one, and it comes with the two that go on the battery post and all that shit. Well, I got it for $40, $30. and I couldn't believe it. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I'll take it. It's mine. Don't even worry about it. Paid cash for it right on the spot, because that is a deal you cannot pass up. And when I opened up the user manual, I found the original receipt for it. And the guy was on a Matco truck, and he paid $165 for that before taxes on the Matco truck. So that goes to show you that if you keep your eyes open, you can find some crazy killer deals on brand new stuff. And my final tool, that was the extra credit bonus stage, but you're getting this. So my final tool is a test light. Now, this one's a Snap-on. It cost me $50. This is before I really started putting thought into buying Thrifty rather than just buying Snap-on, because I like the name. This test light is $57 or something like that. It's a really good test light, but you can get a really good test light online for $15. So keep that in mind. Don't buy Snap-on. I mean, if you can buy a test light, buy a regular old test light. They all do the same thing. They check for ground if you got it. If you have this, the way a test light works is whatever you have this attached to, if you have it attached to positive, you're checking for power. If you have this, if you have this checked for positive, you're checking for ground. If you have this put on negative, you're checking for power. And the way you can tell is by this light in here. So if I'm trying to find power on something, I'll put this and hook it up using the little clamp there on a negative terminal. And from there, I will poke the power side of things. And if I get power, I know that I got power. And then I can switch this and put this on the positive side and then touch it on the ground. And if I don't have ground, I know what the problem is. Because the diagnostic rule system of a diagnosis for electrical systems is, does it have power and does it have ground? And if it doesn't have one of each, then you know there's a problem and you know where to look. So keep that in mind. Now, Power Probe is a fucking power test light. And basically what it does is you have a little switch right here. One side goes to power or positive and the other side goes to ground. And when you touch it, it'll tell you what your voltage is in the circuit, if there's voltage in the circuit. So you take it, looks just like a test light, right? You take it, you touch it, and if you want to apply power, you hit forward. If you want to apply ground, you hit rear. The side right here has a breaker in it. That way, if you do blow the breaker, you push that button in and it resets itself. So no big deal, no harm done. These are not the fused ones. That's the Power Probe 4s, I think. But they're really, really good. And it's got a little beeper on here, so you can hear a high-pitched tone if you want positive, and a low-pitched tone for negative. So even if you're working and you're just touching, you can listen to it. Once you get used to it, you can listen to it and know which one's which. And then you know if you need to apply power or ground. It's really, really awesome. I plan on using it tomorrow because I got something scheduled for some electrical diagnosis. I actually just got this like yesterday, so I'm real excited about it. I wasn't exactly looking for one, but I saw it and I couldn't pass up on the deal. I knew I needed one, but I just never really cared to get one because I used my test light. But sometimes you just gotta upgrade. Now, don't get me wrong. You can never truly replace your test light because your Power Probe will eventually fail, or you'll eventually do something that it's not meant to do, and you'll blow something and it'll die, and then you'll have to get a new one. But when there's no Power Probe, you got a test light to fall back on. Thank you guys. I know this video is a little bit longer than normal, but if you want, I'll answer any questions you guys have when it comes to regarding these tools, like how I looked for them, what codes I looked for, what tools I'm looking for. So thank you guys for watching. You know, I got a really, really awesome thing coming up. I think I'm gonna have a tool guy to start sending tools to have me do some. Sorry, there's a guy trying to walk into my shop. Have a tool guy come up and let me review his tools. So thanks, guys. Oh, and by the way, when I'm talking about that tool guy, I'm talking about possibly, maybe in the future, setting up giveaways and stuff like that. So keep your eyes open for that stuff. Also keep your eyes open for any new videos I post, because sometimes I'm going to hide something somewhere in this video back here, maybe up here, maybe even in my own eye, as soon as my editing skills get good enough. And if you spot it and you send me a message and let me know you spotted it, you might just get some. So thanks guys. David from Thrifty Mechanic here. Please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it's something I look forward to every day. I like helping people and educating people in the automotive field. It's a really good field to get into. It's hard work, but man, if you can suck it up and do the work, it's very rewarding, especially when you get a car that's coming in not running and you see the smile on that customer's face whenever that car's purring like a kitten. So it's a really, really good field, guys. Don't shy away. It's not a dumb guy's field like everybody likes to think it is. It's actually very, very technical, and there's a lot of education that is involved in working on these things. So thanks guys. Have a great day. God bless.